Imagine a kingdom that battled for 700 years to reclaim its land, then conquered half the globe. This is the true story of Spain, a nation built on faith, war, and world-changing ambition. From Moorish fortresses to imperial fleets, civil war to rebirth, this is how Spain changed history. Before Spain, the Iberian Peninsula was a battleground. Phoenician merchants, Carthaginian generals, and Roman engineers all left their mark. Rome built cities, roads, and laws, laying the foundation for a Latin-speaking Christian world. Roman Hispania was one of the empire's richest provinces, home to major cities like Tarraco and Emerita Augusta. Its mines, olive oil, and military recruits helped power Rome for centuries. After Rome fell, Visigothic kings kept the flame of Christian rule alive until 711 AD, when Muslim armies swept in from North Africa and took control. Most of the peninsula fell in just a few years, becoming part of the expanding Islamic world. It was not only a military conquest, it marked a dramatic cultural and religious shift. But the Christians didn't vanish. They retreated to the mountains of the north. From there, they began what would become a 700-year struggle to take their land back. It wasn't just a military fight, it was a cultural one. And when that battle finally ended, Spain was ready to take on the world. In 1469, the crowns of Castile and Aragon were united by marriage. Isabella and Ferdinand weren't just monarchs, they were architects of modern Spain. In 1492, their armies captured Granada, the last Muslim city. The Reconquista was over. But they weren't finished. That same year, they backed Christopher Columbus, changing history overnight. The world was no longer just Europe and the Mediterranean. Spain now had its eyes on the Atlantic. To unify their kingdom, Isabella and Ferdinand pursued religious unity as a cornerstone of national strength. The Spanish Inquisition was established to safeguard the Catholic faith and ensure loyalty within a newly consolidated realm. Those who refused to convert, primarily Jews and Muslims, were required to leave. Far from being an act of cruelty, this was seen as a righteous defense of Spain's spiritual and cultural identity. One faith, one crown, one nation. But as Spain united itself, it was about to split the world in two. Spain didn't just grow, it exploded. Under Charles I, Spain ruled across Europe and the Americas. Under Philip II, it absorbed Portugal and stretched from the Netherlands to Peru. Spanish ships crossed every ocean. Spanish gold built cathedrals, palaces, and armies. The empire wasn't just rich, it was powerful. Spain fought wars across Europe and tried to restore Catholicism by force. In 1588, it launched the Spanish Armada to invade England. The mission failed, but Spain remained a superpower. The Treaty of Tordesillas had already divided the non-European world between Spain and Portugal with the Pope's blessing. Spain focused on the Americas and Asia, founding cities like Mexico City, Lima, and Manila, and establishing transoceanic trade routes that changed the global economy forever. At home, the Golden Age began. Velázquez painted royalty, Cervantes wrote Don Quixote, churches and fortresses rose from stone. Spain wasn't just ruling, it was defining an era. But the higher you rise, the further you fall. And Spain was about to hit a wall. By 1700, the last Habsburg king died with no heir. Europe scrambled for control. The War of Spanish Succession nearly tore the continent apart. Spain survived, but only just. The new Bourbon dynasty tried to modernize. Better roads, new taxes, streamlined control. But internal divisions remained and reform came too late. Then came Napoleon. In 1808, France invaded. Cities fell. A puppet king took the throne. But the Spanish people didn't surrender. They fought back. It became a guerrilla war, house to house, village to village. It drained Napoleon's army and proved Spain wouldn't be conquered again. But while Spain saved itself at home, it lost everything abroad. As the fighting raged in Europe, Spain's colonies, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, seized their moment. By the 1830s, nearly all were gone. Back home, Spain spiraled. The 1800s were a mess. Civil wars, royal coups, failed republics, and constant unrest. The Carlist Wars, driven by disputes over royal succession and the future of Spanish governance, pitted traditionalists against liberals and deepened internal divides. In 1898, it lost its last colonies, Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines, in a short war with the United States. Known in Spain as El Desastre, the loss was not just political, it was deeply emotional. The empire was gone, and Spain was forced to redefine itself. Then came the final blow, civil war. In 1936, Spain split between leftist radicals and conservative nationalists. For 3 years it was brother against brother. Cities were bombed, churches burned, executions became daily routine. In 1939, Franco took control. Spain became a dictatorship, but a stable one. The war was over, but the silence afterward would last for decades. The question now wasn't conquest, it was survival. Franco died in 1975. His successor, King Juan Carlos I, shocked the world by guiding Spain toward democracy. A new constitution in 1978 brought free elections, a new government, and a peaceful transition. Spain joined the European Union, modernized fast, and embraced its place in the West. Its economy grew, its cities revived, its identity remained strong. Yes, Catalonia and the Basque Country pushed for independence, but Spain held firm. It wasn't the empire of old, but it was something just as rare, a nation reborn from its own ashes. Spain has never been quiet. It's been invaded, divided, and nearly destroyed. But it never disappeared. It's a country that doesn't just survive change, it drives it. And through every age, its story has shaped the story of the West. What do you think Spain's greatest turning point was? Let me know in the comments, and if this journey through history kept you watching, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories that shaped our world.